Me first, I'll start off with descriptions of all those involved. My name is Kelsey. I was 17 years old at the time of this event. I'm 5 feet 3. My friend Haley's 5 feet 8. My friend Sammy is 5 feet 7. It was March 19th, 2016. I was dogged sitting at my mom's friend's house for some extra cash to help me out. Before going off to college next year, it was a cool spring night, and the people I was dog sitting for have a super cool sunroom where my friends and I like to smoke. So I decided to invite two of my other friends over to spend the night and make this whole dog it sitting thing more fun. Haley and Sammy were a little older, with Haley being 23 and Sammy being 22. They brought over some vodka for us to drink. We hung out for a couple hours, drinking, smoking, laughing, and catching up. Then we start to get a bunch of phone calls. Now, normally, this would not be weird, except for the fact that the phone was supposed to be disconnected. We ignore the first couple phone calls, thinking they'll leave a message or a call back in the morning, as it was nearly midnight. The calls were persistent, and we could tell this person was not going to leave us alone until we answered. Sammy decided to answer the phone, and there was a man on the line claiming to have the owner's wallet at a gas station 25 minutes from the house, which did not make sense. This man insisted that we come pick up the wallet now, which we all found extremely odd after minutes of this man insisting that it was urgent that we come pick up the wallet. Sammy finally got the man to understand that we were not leaving the house and that we'll get it in the morning. We hung up the phone and all got a weird feeling in our stomachs. We grabbed the dog Willis and run into the back bedroom, shut all the blinds and locked the door. We already have impaired judgment because of the weed and booze. We talk things out and we decide we were just being paranoid and the man was just trying to make sure we get the wallet back to the owner. Safely hours go by of us drinking and smoking some more. Then we decide to watch a funny movie and make some food to calm down and get ready for bed. That night we moved from the sunroom to the living room and pop in a DVD. The sunroom is located in between the kitchen and living room of the house and the backyard by the pool. The door in between the pool and the sunroom does not have a lock on it, but the door that's in between the kitchen living room and the sunroom does not have a dog door for Willis to go out back to go to the bathroom. So we all agree that although we were a little spooked by the phone call, we were in a safe neighborhood and Willis would bark if anything were to come to the door. Time creeps by. We were laughing on the couches, Haley and I sitting next to each other on one, and Sammy across the room on the other. The clock struck 3 a.m., and that's when things started to get creepy. Remember earlier how we left the lockable door open to the sunroom so that Willis could get outside to pee? That's where he entered from. I'm fully immersed in the comedy. But do you ever get that unexplainable feeling that you're being watched by somebody? That feeling suddenly became overpowering. I turn towards the kitchen and see a dark mass hunched over in the kitchen. I freeze and for a second think I'm seeing things. I watch as this mass reaches up into the cabinet, and that's when I realize there's someone in the house. I nudge Haley's side with my elbow and say real quietly, "Haley, I think there's somebody in the house." She looks into the kitchen and screams, "Bloody murder, this dark mass," then whips his head around and looks directly at me. We make eye contact, and I felt my entire body tense up. All I could see were his piercing blue eyes, contrasting against the orange lamp just below the cabinet. On the table, everything else was covered by his black hoodie pants, shoes, and gloves. He even wore a ski mask that covered up to his nose and mouth. Sammy then gets up to look at what Haley and I are staring at and somehow musters up the courage to yell, "Get the it's out." He calmly closes the cabinet and slowly walks out the sunrow doors. We immediately get up and rush to the corner of the room farthest from where he was crouching and call 911. They arrive 3 minutes later and search the entire apartment. Take our statements and sit outside the house for the rest of the night to see if the intruder would come back. The three of us did not stick around long enough to see if he would. We leave our booze weed and my car, all at the house with the cops and the dog, and head home. We come back the next day to find clothes all throughout the house, messed with and crumbs by the doggy door, understandably, so Willis wouldn't bark at whoever came in to this day. We still have no idea who called us and or who came into that house. I have not been back.